Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. So I was thinking the other day, how do you know if you are a potential Jeep Wrangler or Jeep owner? You know, we're on our, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, I don't know, Jeep. Most of them were, probably half of them were Jeep Gladiators. But the other half were Jeep Wranglers. 1 or 2 or 3, I think, actually all 2 doors except this one. And I got to wondering, why am I a Jeep owner? What was I really looking for? So before we get into what it says out there on the net, and I look it up so you don't have to, maybe you're considering buying a Jeep, but you don't really know if you're a potential Jeep owner, if you would like it, right? But why I get them is a few reasons. One, I like the rugged appearance of them, right? I like the way they look. It's kind of a throwback thing, I think, to, I don't know, army type style or military type vehicles and things. And I was never in the military, so I can't say that it's because of that. But I always just loved the way they looked, right? The versatility of them. Now, they can go anywhere, and I would say that Jeep is the #1 off-roading vehicle, right? The most capable out there. Good size, able to get in and out. Of course, they're 4-wheel drive. And by the way, I don't know if you knew or not, but they used to sell Jeep Wranglers in a 2-wheel drive configuration. I had a couple of them. I don't know why, probably money at the time, because 4-wheel drives were more expensive, and frankly, I just couldn't afford it. And I wanted a Jeep. The convertible nature of them, you know, being able to open it up, configure it how you want, enjoy the open air, that's probably one of the biggest attractions of it for me, and I imagine probably the same for a lot of people out there. There are a couple of drawbacks to them. One, they're not really the most comfortable thing in the world. I mean, you can get SUVs that are a lot more comfortable than a Jeep Wrangler 4-door. And secondly, you really can't haul a lot of people in the 2-door version. And I know they have rear seats, but if you've ever crawled in and out of the back very frequently of a Jeep 2-door, then you know it's not a lot of fun, and you almost have to be kind of a contortionist to get in and out, right? Little kids might love it, but I bet they would even start to complain after a while if that was your only daily and you put them in and out of the Jeep frequently. So let's run through here and see what it has to say about whether or not you are a potential Jeep owner, and me, I guess. It says here, you know you are a potential Jeep owner if you view a vehicle not just as a tool to get from point A to point B, but as a lifestyle choice centered on community, freedom, and personal customization. I would agree with that. It really is kind of a lifestyle thing. I mean, when you drive a Jeep, there's a reason you want one, right? You want to be a part of that Jeep community. You want to be able to customize it, make it the way that you want it to be, right? And the freedom to go wherever you want. Even if you never do, you know you can. I love the bug out situations, right? A lot of people bring this up, you know, it's the end of the world, everything's going crazy, and you need to be able to get in your vehicle and go from point A to point B, and maybe you don't have paved roads that you can cross anymore. Well, you can do it in a Jeep Wrangler. I don't think that's probably going to happen, but, you know, it could. It goes on to say whether you're looking for an iconic Jeep Wrangler, like this, or even something like a more practical Jeep Compass. I don't know why they throw this into the mix, but they do. A potential owner usually prioritizes adventure and individuality over maximum fuel efficiency and a whisper quiet highway ride. And speaking of that, if you're a person who's bothered by a lot of road noise, tire noise, wind noise, definitely probably not a potential Jeep owner, because you're going to get all of that. They are not quiet. I mean, it's basically a block or a brick on wheels fighting the wind as you're going down the freeway, right? And if you take the top off and drive on a 55, 65, 80 mile an hour road, you are really going to hear and feel the wind, right? So what are the signs that you are ready for Jeep life? Number one, You crave open air freedom. You're going to get that in a Jeep Wrangler for sure if you take the panels and top and everything off. It says you actively want to take the doors off, drop the top, and feel the elements while driving. Definitely going to get that, no doubt about it. And you might even get something a little worse if you take the top and all that stuff off. You can't really haul it. I guess you might be able to, but it'd be difficult, especially the back part of the Jeep. You can't really haul that with you, so if a driving storm, a thunderstorm or something comes up, you're going to get wet. Number 2, you want to customize everything. You view a vehicle as a blank canvas and are excited about choosing your own lift kits, tires, or cosmetic mods. That's for sure. And Jeep, I think, with probably the Toyota Tacoma as a close second, is the most customizable vehicle out there. The aftermarket is very strong, tons of parts and things out there that you can do yourself. And that's part of the beauty of having a Jeep Wrangler or a Jeep, I guess, at all, is you can do the things yourself. Everything is bolt on pretty much, and anybody can do it with just a set of simple garage tools, right? Number 3, I believe, you embrace community culture. You are excited to participate in the Jeep wave when passing other owners, or find the idea of leaving rubber ducks on fellow Jeeps fun rather than bizarre. That's for sure. If you're driving a Jeep, any Jeep, Wrangler, I would say the Wrangler type version, you're going to get waves. You know, the old 2-finger wave, the hey, I'm excited to see you wave, the cool wave. All kinds of, I guess, people that are going to be acknowledging that you're driving a Jeep as well as them. You don't see people that aren't driving Jeeps wave at other people in Jeeps. It's not that weird, unless, of course, the person maybe owns 2 vehicles. The one they're in that day happens to not be their Jeep. They forget and wave at you anyway. I've almost done that myself. The duck thing. I don't know where that came from, but you're going to get ducked. Sooner or later, if you're out where there's a lot of people, parking lot, you go in the store or whatever for a while, come out, you're probably going to have a duck on your Jeep. It's just the way it is. And if you don't like that, you either have to choose to ignore it, I guess, or join the crowd. Number 4, you value capability over luxury. As I mentioned earlier, you care more about handling snow, mud, sand, and rough terrain than having a smooth, insulated luxury sedan ride. That's for sure. And that's one thing I didn't mention before was weather like snow. Jeeps are awesome in that kind of weather. You can get through anything. Don't ever have to worry about being late to work. Maybe that's not good, I don't know. But you're never going to be stranded in them unless you get into something really hairy, right? Lastly, I think number 5, you are ready for the Jeep tax. What? You are financially comfortable with a boxier vehicle that gets lower highway gas mileage and requires a dedicated budget for maintenance and modification. This kind of goes to the quality thing a little bit. If you have a Jeep beyond warranty, there's still this ongoing feeling that you're going to have problems. I don't think it's really as bad as it used to be. It used to be really bad. But in the more recent models or more recent years, I think Jeep has kind of turned a corner a little bit there. Not to say that you probably won't have some issues, but they're not as predominant as they used to be. Fuel economy wise, definitely. It's not a hyper miler. Again, it's a block on wheels. You're not going to get really great gas mileage, right? So anyway, I guess if you're comfortable or want all of those things, then you are a potential Jeep owner. Go check them out. Take one for a drive. See if you like it. I think everybody probably ought to own one Jeep at some point in their life just to experience what they're like. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.